brown soda. See how it foams? Yeah. Anyway, I had to go talk to Dr. K. I'm always nervous talking to Dr. K, for obvious reasons. But my coworker was right. So I called Dr. K, he had me come in, and I slouched in to his office. He took one look at me and said, all right, we need to send you to an orthopedic specialist. And I say, is that necessary? And he said, well, my diagnosis is you have apparently screwed up your back. There you go. So he sent me to an orthopedist whose last name does not begin with Dr. K, but his first name starts with K, so we'll also call him Dr. K. How's that? He'll be Dr. K2. I went to see Dr. K2, and he ordered an MRI. That's called magnetic resonance imaging. We in chemistry call the exact same thing nuclear magnetic resonance, but patients don't like the word nuclear. Yeah. What happens is, they take you in to a room and they have you remove all your clothing. Meanwhile, they go out back where a salvaged German World War II U-boat is up in dry dock. They wheel a cart up and they kind of pull the torpedo tube launching mechanism out and they wheel it inside, scrape some of the rust off, right? And then they put you on a table and they wheel you inside this thing, which is designed to fit completely close to the human body. I never thought I was claustrophobic till I got into this thing. They wheel you in head first, they close the door, and then you hear outside, all right, fire one. And this thing starts making whirring and clanking and all sorts of horrible sounds and scariness. And you hear the lady outside shout over the noise, okay, don't move. This will only take 90 minutes. In there, a friggin' hour and a half, and it's always don't move. Try to sit perfectly still for 90 minutes when at any moment that pneumatic pressure is going to come up and launch your head out into an Allied victory ship. It's just, you're waiting for it. When it was done, they pulled me out, sweating, panicking. You know, I can't go into little rooms after that. It's awful. So, of course, I say to them, what do you see? Now, you know these people know. You know they know what they're looking at, but they're not allowed to tell you. Wait until the doctor calls you. Wait until the doctor calls you. So the doctor called me and said, you need to come in and see this. I didn't like the way he said that. It sounded just a little too happy, a little too enthusiastic. You know what I mean? Now, I should mention that Dr. K2 was known to me. He had already taken care of a problem with my shoulder. Some of you saw some of my older story. I always remember when I screwed up my shoulder. God, being old sucks. He had operated on my shoulder before, so I knew him. And I went in, and he showed me the MRI images. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar, when an MRI is taken, it basically is taking cross-sectional images of your body. So you can kind of look at them in series and see how the body is built going up this way. And he showed me these slices, and he said, okay, let's start at the top and work down. These are your vertebrae. And these are the cartilage discs in between your vertebrae. You all know about those, right? And he said, okay, let's move down. Here's a disc. There's another disc. Let's move down further. There's a disc. And there, that's your problem. I said, yeah, I see. There's a starfish embedded in my back. No wonder it hurts. He said, yeah, we're going to have to go in there and take that out. I said, you know, I agree. That seems like a good idea to me. And then he said something unusual. He said, were you lying on a nickel when this was taken? I said, no, not to the best of my knowledge, I wasn't. He said, let's move back up. And he starts moving up in the slices. And he said, okay, the shadow on the right, that's your right kidney coming in. And this is the bottom head of the kidney. And then he moved up, and there was a large white circle the size of a nickel. I looked at that and I said, I don't see Jefferson's head on it. And I don't remember swallowing no nickel. And those of you who have heard some of my really old story hours know that I have a propensity to form kidney stones. Oh. Usually they're like this big. This thing is this big. Oh. I said, what are we going to do about that? He said, you need to go talk to Dr. K, the original. So I took these films back to Dr. K, the original. And he sat at his little computer and he rolled up and did the same thing. Pulled his glasses up, looked at it and said, oh my. Were you lying on a nickel? I said, no, I was not lying on a nickel. I said, go get it. He said, no. Wait, oh, no, dude, no, wait. You're not going to hold all that, you know, against me, are you? What are you going to do about it? He said, nothing. I said, well, you got it? He said, no, I don't. He said, does it hurt? I said, no. He said, is it giving you any problem? I said, no. He said, very well. As soon as it does, give me a call. That story is not done yet. I ain't caught him yet. We're still waiting to see how that one turns out. But I went back to Dr. K2 and we arranged a surgery. The surgery is very simple. He puts me out, takes out the offending disc material, which is pushing on all these nerves, which is causing the pain. Hey, you. Psst. Hey, you in the black. Sit.
What?
Sit.
I'm looking.
Sit.
Okay, wait. Everybody.
The seat that says reserved for the stupid-ass griffin. Sit right there.
Just for a moment. Just for a moment. Okay, everybody. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Apology accepted. But when you're on this stage, try not to think of the 10,000 glass daggers pointed at you. Well, Dr. K2 did tell me, before we arrange the surgery, we should try giving you an injection. I said, oh, that's not a problem. He said, not there. No. I said, where's this going to go? He said, silly, in your spine. Okay. I went into his office. And he went into this walk-in refrigerator and pulled out a metal table on wheels. You know, kind of wiped off some of the frost. Told me, take off your pants and your shirt and lie down on this thing. I think this is a fetish he has. I lay down on this thing. Oh, God. And he pulls out a needle. And I looked at it and I said, ew. Where do you think you're going to put that? He said, in your spine. Yes, creepy man, very creepy man. Now, he gave me like this pillow to put under my face to keep my lips from sticking to this frozen table. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, that looks like it's going to hurt. And he said, only a little. I said, well, I don't want it to hurt. You don't seem to understand. I don't like pain. Pain hurts me. I try to avoid pain when I can. And he said to me, and I swear to God, he said to me something that no man has ever said to me before. He said, if it hurts, just bite the pillow. And I said, you are indeed the first man who's ever said that. And he said, well, maybe you should try singing. I said, where the hell did you get your medical license from? What are you talking about? He said, no, just, okay. Try singing like, just a little song quietly to yourself, and you'll be singing. That will help take your mind off of any pain. Just try it. I said, I don't have a very good voice. He said, no, don't worry about me. He said, okay, just try singing a little song. I'm like, okay. I had to think of a song right now. One, hello, my baby, hello, buddy, hello, my no, he was like, But you know what? When he was done, the pain went away. It was like, dude, wow, that's amazing. I don't think we need no surgery. This is great. I thanked him. I said, oh, this is great. This is wonderful. I went away. I think it was exactly 72 hours. I'm skipping and dancing, having a great time. And then, I remember it clearly, walking across the parking lot to go to the supermarket. Sanctuary! Sanctuary! I called him back. I said, what do we do? He said, we'll give you another. All right? Scraped the frost off the table, laid me back down on it. You give my regards to Broadway. Remember me to Herald Square. I looked up. He takes the needle out and he's looking at it. I said, what? He said, I kind of want to hear the rest of the song. That one likewise lasted about 72 hours. And when that one wore off and the pain came back, we decided it's time to cut. They took me to the hospital, laid me down. Now remember, he had worked on me before, and I was a little bit nervous. He came up, he's got all the scrubs on, the green stuff, and the little thing backwards and all that, little puffy bonnet, whatever. And I said, I kind of feel a little bad, because it seems like every single time I see you, I'm turning my back on you. He said, that's okay. Every time you do it, I plunge a knife into it. I woke up, leery-eyed. Anybody here been under general anesthesia? Yeah. You know how when you wake up, they're like yelling your name, slapping you around? Sometimes like, oh, yeah.